Okay, so this video is, I'm just going to call this video Ground the Planes, and I'll explain exactly what I mean by that. I'm here in Macau, and I'm going to explain it from a Macau perspective and a Hong Kong perspective. So basically in Macau and in Hong Kong, we've had, we stopped at 10, and then now we have 33. So that means that 23 planes, COVID-19. Go check out the room. Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, this video is going to be called Stop the Planes. So COVID-19, stop the planes, coronavirus, stop the planes, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. I'm in Macau, and a lot of our flights of people that are bringing it in, they're always coming in from planes. And they're coming from Europe, they're coming from other places in Southeast Asia. Do I think they're getting it in these other countries? Maybe, possibly, probably. Maybe some cases are there for sure, 100%, no doubt about it. But probably other cases are coming off of the planes. So let's just go through a few facts. Some of the facts are that COVID-19 stays on surfaces for up to 72 hours. I was in some planes recently during this whole crisis. I was in Southeast Asia, and I flew to a few different countries. And I got on this one particular plane, and I flew from Bali to Surabaya. And when I got on the plane, there was rice on my seat, and I had to brush it off. I kind of flicked it off with my fingers, and there was rice on the wall, and I flicked it off. And but this whole time, I go through all these security checks through all the planes and the airports during the whole coronavirus. This was in February, and so it's like very stressful to get on the plane. Then you get on, and it's like not clean, and it's not anybody's fault. The planes are basically just landing, and the people just kind of quickly situate a little bit, and then the new crew comes on. There's lots of people that are coming and going, and you don't really know all who has COVID-19 and who doesn't. And but we do know certain things. We know that for all the COVID-17 cases, we know that people can look well for quite a while. We know that they can carry it, and we know that it stays on surfaces for up to 72 hours. So let's look at planes. You have seatbelts. There's seatbelts made out of silver, or made out of some kind of metal. COVID stays on there for 72 hours. So all they have to do is just touch that thing, and if you don't deep cleanse it, then the next person's going to get it. You touch your mouth, and especially in a plane, like how do you not touch your mouth for 9 hours or 3 hours or 6 hours? It's inevitable that you're probably going to do that, especially if you're eating as well. So like the seatbelts. Also, people put luggage into the, a lot of people just think the tray, just wipe down the tray and you should be fine. But actually you have to remember that people touch the trays, they touch the tops, they come in, they touch things as they go across people. So you have like all the seats, not just the seat the person was sitting in and not just their tray, but you have seatbelts. And then also you have to realize that just because we know what seat they're in doesn't mean that we know what overhead bin that their tray was in, that their luggage was in. So people might put their luggage in almost anything. What do? They put their hand on it, they open it, they throw the luggage in there, move around a couple other pieces of luggage, and then later they pull it out, and then they go. And then the next flight arrives, and then they come. So the next person arrives, and then what do? They grab the same thing, so one person goes off, they had COVID-19, and then the next person, they come in and they can get it. And then they spread it around. So maybe they touch it, the overhead bin, and then they touch something else in the plane. So basically what I'm saying is that I think it's inevitable that the planes are going to have to be grounded, and they're going to have to be deep cleansed. And then part number 2 is that before we can even find that out, most likely what's going to happen is they're going to have to do tests before people can get on a plane. So let's say that maybe 2 to 3 days, depends on how quick the tests are. At this time it's 2 to 3 days, later it'll be an hour or 30 minutes or whatever. But so before you get on the plane, you have to do the Schwab test, and then they test you. And then let's say that right at the current day, right now, I think it's 2 or 3 days. So that means that person should take the test and then go into quarantine and then find out if they're positive or negative, and then they get on the plane after they've done the testing. So that would be part 1. And then I think through that process, we will find out that some people are negative, and then they get on the plane, and then they go somewhere else, and then they're positive, right? And then that's when people realize, okay, we have to deep cleanse the planes, and we have to maybe they have to be grounded for 72 hours. If there's one case on one plane, maybe the whole plane is grounded for 72 hours. They deep cleanse everything. Maybe they missed a spot, but then that 72 hours, it should die off that surface. But I also want to do one other study. They also did a study about one of the ships, and they found some COVID-19 that stayed for 17 days on one of those ships. I think Princess Diamond or another one. But anyways, like 3 days is the minimum, and if it's a little bit longer, it's fine, of course. So this whole video is basically ground the planes, get the COVID-19 out of them, and then that's going to be essential. And I think until that happens, we're going to continue to see, like especially in Asia where I'm at. I'm in Macau, and Hong Kong is next door, and China's next door, and they're all stopping planes from coming in, and or for the most part. I mean, there's still planes running, of course, but the quantity is like way fewer, and the reason is because planes keep bringing it in. So anyways, I think it's just inevitable that it's not just bringing it in from other countries; it's also in the planes itself. So okay, if you know what I'm saying and you understand what I'm saying, please share the video. Let some other people know, and let them know that that there's a theory out here that this is happening, and I'm not the only one that thinks this way. I'm probably the only one that I know, but I'm sure many people are thinking the same thing, who are observing this and who kind of understand what's happening with the planes. Okay, all right, thanks a lot. Chiquinha, Chiquinha.